Another day, another week, another absolutely incredible performance by gold. Silver, my God, silver is like 46 point something. The miners are outperforming the metals. The juniors are outperforming the seniors. Silver's outperforming gold. It's absolute bullish on all cylinders. All the stars are aligned. Even the other little platinum palladiums are joining the show. Now, we've been overextended for ages, but it doesn't mean anything, you know. I don't even look at the RSI or the MACD or anything. I just thought, what was it, on Tuesday after market close, I started to do my first actual nibble. You know, on the way up, I always sell little 1 or 2% here and there, nothing crazy. I know it adds up overall, but I also buy dips, even small dips. I usually get to buy back what I sold, and if I don't, it doesn't matter. Like with all the nibbles I've done, it's 90% plus of core position that's being held throughout a ridiculous move, right? I mean, everyone kind of agrees that this shouldn't have gone up this much this fast, but even with that surprise, I still hold 90%. So I'm saying that to comfort myself because on Tuesday I did nibble out like three, four, in some cases 5% of positions. I just thought this is too much. We could come down, and I thought come down, we could come down to here. I'm looking at gold here, you know. And then who knows if it overextends and fills the gap. I would be such a genius with that little sell. I've already got enough on the sidelines. I don't need to sell for ammunition, but it's just to sort of get in front of it, thinking it was going to come down. And the next day was a down day. And then, but I knew, I think I even did a video after that close. I knew it meant nothing because silver hadn't done any sort of a drop like that. In fact, let's look at silver. Gold is nothing to really analyze. It's just new all-time highs every day. But there's your little Tuesday, Wednesday sideways whilst gold goes down. And I thought, oh, silver could do it. And exactly what happened next day, that Thursday for me, just when that Thursday happened, I had 1 or 2 little cells in place for other miners far, far away. I just said, you know, delete every single cell. Like we are just gonna hold the core position until silver hits 50. Right. And then Friday, what do we do? Another beautiful day. It's just the same every day. It's just the same every day. It's like it's almost arrogant of the metals. Gold, for example, just to go back to gold, you know, for me, Monday, what happens Monday, Tuesday, we just immediately start testing 3,800. We're probably going to close above 3,800. You know, this is bullish. Like we gave back a bit there towards the close. Fine, whatever. Silver didn't as much. But this is telling you I'm not done, right? Like this is a good close. It's not the best, but it's not even about gold. Gold's just going to keep going up because the dollar's going to keep going down because and silver, you know, I mean, if we look at the 15-minute chart, we gave back a little bit, but it changes nothing. What happens on Monday, Tuesday? Well, we start testing 47, right? Gold's testing 3,800. And I don't know if it's on Tuesday, we're above 47, we're testing 48, gold's at 3,800. They're helping each other. As soon as one wants to take a break, the other one's made a new significant push. I don't know. For me, this I sold because I was respecting $44. That little nibble on the Tuesday after market close, or technically Wednesday, very early market hours, because I was selling into the, you know, past midnight European time. But that little nibble was to respect 44 because to me, 44, right? This is absurd, but I understand and respect it. But 44 was just, come on, you know, you can't just go from 40 to 50 without having a bit of a retracement because this didn't really count. You know, this little move, that was nice, but it was still ascending. So anyway, I did my little 4% trim on Tuesday, and here we go. And what happens next? I mean, I've got no cells in place, and once 50 gets close, and by 50 I mean 49, right? I'm telling you right now, I'm selling 48.99. I don't own silver, but once I see 48.7 and all this, I'm starting to look at the miners and say the silver miner, all the miners, once silver retraces, gold will retrace because gold's looking for an excuse to take a breather. But I know very well that we could just go straight through 50 and it starts to, honestly, I haven't used the word squeeze because this is not a squeeze. This is an orderly move up. Well, who knows? Maybe you take out 50 and then stop losses get triggered and then you're at 52 before you know it. And then First Majestic's up 21%. Yeah, man. It's beautiful. It's kind of beautiful. So anyway, let's look at the miners, right? Because at the end of the day, I own some gold physical, but I don't even own silver. I just own the miners, gold and silver miners. GDX, Better close than silver and gold. Straight away, best close in 52 weeks. This is just, like I said, the miners are leading the metals, silver's leading gold, but they're all doing well. GDX, next stop, I don't know because we've taken out all of history. So pick your number, pick your percentage. Maybe you judge it on silver hitting 50 or gold hitting 3,800, but otherwise, whatever, 78, don't know, don't care. Just watch it as it ticks up. Beautiful, you know, Uh, beautiful. GDXJ, I always thought 100 was going to come, and we are going to hit 100 maybe Monday, right? Maybe Monday. It's a nice number. It's a bit of a level from back there, but GDXJ is going to get to 180. You know, it just is next year. So maybe when we hit 3,800 on gold, or maybe silver's in 47 point something, but GDXJ next week for sure. Monday, probably 99 point something, which for me is 100. Amazing. Um, SIL. That's nice. 2% away. Look at that. That's nice. Closed at new 52-week high. Popped its head above the last high of 52 weeks. Yeah, that's a level 71.5-ish. And actually, if we have a crazy move up all the way to 50, I think we can do 8% easily. So maybe 76 gets taken. I'm gonna err on the upside. 77.5. That's your target for $50. 10% move. Definitely. I mean, it should be all the way at 90, shouldn't it? But I think we'll take 77.5. It's too close here. This resistance is easy. That's a Monday pre-market thing. SILJ, beautiful. Made a new 52-week high move. Closed a new 52-week high. The usual. Remember when we were back here whilst the GDX was going up and we were down here? My God. Yeah, there's no data. Good. That saves me time. Then I just say watch silver or watch SIL, to be honest. So SIL's little 8-10% move. You can expect Silj to stop there. But I don't know because once we hit 49.50, there'll be a bit of selling. There'll be some intraday 5, 50 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour chart selling or something. You know, you gotta respect that level. God's sake, it's $50. And maybe it takes a couple of days, but it's just being short silver. I mean, I'm not going to be short silver, never, but just trimming at 50, that's understandable, right? And I'll do that. Like I said, 44 and 50 are my levels for trims. Maybe another 4% trim there. And then and then I've never had this rule before. It's something I've sort of come up with just now. It's just evolved. Once you've taken out all historic highs in a stock like Akinico Eagle, Wheaton, I just leave it. Like I'm not placing sells at cute numbers like 250, 200, 300. Oh, that's a big number. It's there's no reason to sell it there. I mean, I'll show you when I'm going through the stocks, but it's just meaningless. So you sell based on, I don't know, GDX hitting a level. Well, GDX took out all its historic highs. All right, gold's done it. Silver's about to do it. You take out 50, what are you going to look at? You know, and then you got these inflation adjusted highs. It should be $60 and all this. Like my biggest problem is that we've taken out all the record highs, historic record highs, which is it's not the worst thing to do. So basically, everything's looking absolutely wonderful as per usual. New highs everywhere. Newmont, let's look at the portfolio. Same sort of thing. This one's about to, I don't know, Monday morning, Tuesday afternoon, just never return to the 86 level, which is its all-time high. So I've already trimmed this area. I'm not interested in anymore. I've got no more sales in any of the miners I own. I'm just holding, and it's worth an incredible amount. But I've got enough on the sidelines, and I've done my trim. I'm good. I'm just holding this much, and I'm very happy doing that. Close near high of day, right? Outperform GDX, gold, silver, all that. I'm talking on a close basis. So this will just take out 86 and run. Next stop 90. Would I sell? No, no more sales. Even $100, not selling. That little Wolf of Wall Street meme or something is totally applicable to me now. Just no more sales until silver 50 and maybe gold 4,000, but 3,800, forget it. So this looks like we're gonna straight away test your 86.50 high and go straight through and upwards and onwards. Barrett Gold. This one has not taken out its historic high, but I think there's dilution. There's some reason behind that. This looks okay. All right. I mean, obviously it's not outperforming Newmont, but it has done. It's just this ascent is probably the best out of the seniors, to be honest. So a little perfect technical gap fill, right? Shut the window, go back up, close the high day hammer. Next stop is 36 bucks. Obviously, let's see if we close above it. It doesn't matter if we don't. It's just inevitable, you know. And this is me talking like some non-stop bull. I hear it. I hear the language I'm using. Like we're gonna go up forever. It's inevitable. But honestly, I don't see what can stop this unless there's a total market crash that takes down the miners, which is just the biggest buying opportunity because they are the ones that will bounce the most. Because for me, gold and silver are just going to go up until a macro thesis changes, and I don't see a change happening. Even if there's peace in Ukraine, or you need a monetary change in thesis, and that is just not happening as far as I can tell. So Barrack, after we take out this 36, next stop, I've got this zone here. You know, you can see the support here, there. You see resistance there, and you see this ascending, going through. It kind of coincides perfectly. Not at 40, which you might expect, but around 42, 43. You know, how long does it take if it carries on like this? I, I mean, again, a bit arrogant, but yeah, I see 43-ish, let's say 40, 42. Agnico, here's one that's just taken out its record. And I was listening to Adrian Day, and I listen to him a lot whenever he talks, at least. And he was talking about how Agnico is just as cheap now as it was back then, based on like revenues, prices, and all this, all-in sustaining costs. And just another reason why you can see stocks go up like this, make new highs, and don't buy the stock that's depressed. There's a reason it's destroyed. There's a reason this one's going up. And if gold keeps going up, like this one, the margins, it's going to keep going up. It doesn't matter if it's crossing the $200 zone. It's still cheap based on the fundamentals, so it goes up. And now Wall Street's basically starting to join our show, and it's our show. Damn it, we've been here for years. Let them chase this because they don't care about buying all-time highs. They do that for a living. So Agnico, beautiful close, hit its old high. If gold keeps going, which looks like it will, this will just keep going. So no sells, no price levels, just up. Pan American Silver, my heaviest holding. This one, 38 was my last sell. The little trim did it already. I think 38 is a bit of a level. I mean, look at this. This is clearly a level, but it clearly doesn't matter because if silver goes to 50, which is looks like it's basically what it's about to do, we're gonna go to 50 here too. This is just going to go straight up. 40 is irrelevant. Straight up, we might have a little one-day coffee break at 44, and next day up we go to 50, and then this starts going up to 100. Next year, and then you zoom out the chart, and then you don't even recognize this. This is just some small thing down there. So anyway, this is my heaviest holding by quite a lot because it merged with MAG, and I never got to sell enough even after the 38 sell. So this looks beautiful, nice close, new high of new 52-week high, everything like price and close. So, and it closed in a high of day, outperforming silver, SILJ, SIL, etc. Wheaton, wonderful, which actually has quite a good amount of silver exposure, which I keep forgetting. Um, can you see how 100 was nothing? I probably would have cared about that a few weeks ago. Now I just realize it's meaningless. New 52-week high close. Monday we just go straight through 110 probably, and up we go to new levels, taking out its history of highs. So just another one, just another one. Um, it's worth the least out of all the seniors. But anyway, I might nibble back in. Oh no, I'll leave it. I'll just hold. No buys, no sells. Metalla. This one did really well a couple of, was it months ago or weeks ago here? It really caught up with its peers. I don't know, it's strange. It's like there are just 2 or 3 days where it just outperforms massively and makes up for like 3 weeks of poor performance or relative poor performance. Then it stalls. You can see this sideways chop whilst everyone else is kind of making new highs. And now it's looking like it's ready for the next run. And the next run is from basically $6, 590 all the way to 750, maybe even eight. And I think what a time to do it whilst silver goes to 50. So if silver starts to run to 50, this one, and I don't think this is not particularly exposed to silver. I don't think, right? It's a royalty. But yeah, why not? If you're gonna run, run during the best parade. So this looks like it can run to seven something. So that looks good. Nice close. Right, the mid-tier golds. I am gold. This is a really nice candle. Just close at high of day, basically, and above the last 52-week highs, etc. This is really leveraged to, as far as I understand, and I never pretend to be an expert in all these miners. I know them maybe more than I let off, but as far as I'm concerned, it's not the best when it comes to all-in sustaining cost. But with gold going up, this one really gets sensitive to like margins and profit increases. So the higher gold goes, the higher this stock goes, but at magnitudes relative to the others. So I think if gold, in particular gold, starts to run to 30, 100 and all that, you're gonna see this one do like 5% per day. It doesn't surprise me, 5%. So once we cross 30, 100 and we start going towards 38.50 for, I mean, $4,000 gold, this has to, I think this is gonna have to be in the 17s or 16, 17. I can't really say 20 because that just would look unbelievably strange. But iron gold going up with gold doesn't surprise me. And that's a wonderful candle that suggests continuation Monday straight away, even if gold is sideways. So next off 13.4, and this one I had loads of little cells in. I was like, 13.39 probably would have been my sell, or 14.49 here, just underneath the level to make sure I get filled. And I think there were one or two I left in. There's probably 11.99 is my last sell, and then I just removed them. Though I remember I was removing all of them, like order cancelled, order cancelled, order cancelled. And Iron Gold, I had like four or five. I just said, get out of here. Gold's going higher. Yeah, they get filled, but you can get a better fill later. So Iron Gold looks great with gold. Everything's removed, all the cells removed. Equinox, I had two cells. One is 10.99, that got filled a few days ago. And then my other one would have been 12.99. And I removed that, you know. I mean, that's a pretty damn good sell, right? That's your all-time high. Sell that and leave the rest. Like there'll be no more sell. Maybe I might put that one back out of respect for technicals. But I'm just convinced that it's just crazy just seeing these vertical moves, having the opportunity to sell and then saying no to the all-time high sell. That's how bullish I am this stuff. Um, but who knows? Even if I sell, it's like a 2% position sell, and it doesn't really matter. But that would be my last sell, 12.99, and just leave it. That's my rule. I never had this rule before, but it just seems to have emerged. B2 gold, this one, obviously Mali, not the place, not the best sort of jurisdiction. But a lot of the bad news has been priced in ages ago. I mean, Barrett Gold too was being held down by Mali, but and B2 Gold, I would say. But now with gold going up, it's just acting like any other stock, like up you go. B2 Gold's a good one. Everyone knows it's a good stock, good company, good stock. Next, okay, let's look at the close. That's okay, right? Maybe not as good as the others, but nothing stopping it from crossing $5 straight away on Monday. And up we go. Next stop 540, just below 540, then 6, then 7, then 750. And next year, if there's no crazy stuff going on elsewhere in Mali, all other things being equal, I think go to 750. So this is another like almost 100% move. And then we make new highs. But this one I'm not as heavy as the others. This one just because of the risk, so it's like worth 1 or 2K less than the others. But nice, right? Bit like the others. Harmony, this one I'm quite happy about. I basically started my position on this drop here. So I bought on this day, forgot exactly when. And then on 2 days later here, as it filled the gap, something I'd never do. It's just gold was moving up. I was like, this is gonna be above 19 soon. Down we go sideways. I knew that despite the bad news, it's like the costs are higher than they should. Whatever. If gold's going up, no one cares about this. I didn't even read the news on the day I started my position. I literally didn't care. And up we go. And normally I would have sold this day, right? 18.49 probably would have been my sell. And this is a day where and I'm flipping, right? I'm flip-flopping a little bit. Some days I'm like, get rid of all the sales. We're going above 4,000. Screw this. I can get a higher price. And then there are days where I just feel like, oh, we're wobbling. Let me just put my cells in. But I've done my little trim, and now I'm happy to just hold, which is why I haven't sold anything. And this, like I said, is going to go beyond 19, go to 20. despite the recent bad news, and then we keep going. So I'm just holding my averages, whatever, it's probably 13 something, and like, 3 weeks later, it's up like 50% or something. It's ridiculous, but it's not unheard of. I mean, even the Canadian juniors I bought a couple of weeks, like 2, 3 weeks ago, they're all up, just huge. Wait, there's one more, Aris Mining, that I consider mid-tier. This one's had problems taking out $10. I used to have a sell at 9.99. I don't even remember if I got that fill in. I may have removed the sell. I think I didn't get filled. But anyway, had this big crazy candle day, and now we're going back up because gold's going back up. And what's going to happen is we're going to go back to 10, we're going to cross 10, and we're going to keep going. And I don't know where we go to because this is just such a strange chart to have to deal with. For me, $10 is an absolute sell zone because of this. Maybe it's 10.50, which is why I had my sell in before, but it didn't get filled, whatever. But I think we're just going to take out 10.50, and then we're going to start moving to this almost uncharted territory. And I don't know how to read. I'm just not sure how to read this chart, because this is strange stuff. So I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. And I think next week is the week where we cross 10. Maybe it's a week later when we cross 10.50. It doesn't matter, but then it's like an experiment. I can't wait to see how this stock reacts. And I know it's one of Don Duret's favorites. Like it's got an A- rating on it, which is extremely high. I'd been in it before I even really was following Don, or before I knew he owned it or whatever. From ages ago, from like YouTube videos ages ago, I was like, yeah, this one sounds good, and I'm so happy I owned it. Literally from this area, yeah, 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 like 2 years ago at least. Since I started to place these trend lines, and look at where we are now. Just another 2, 3x or whatever. Honestly, a lot of the stocks I own are just 2, 3x's. So yeah, I'm just gonna hold this, see what happens after we cross 10.50, and we will cross 10.50. Another stock which is basically 3x, right down from the gutter, low threes, SPSW. By the way, platinum and palladium, I think especially platinum, starting to catch up, right? So they're starting to catch up with the silver, gold, whatever. Copper, I think soon will do its thing. In fact, before I forget to even mention it, I bought Freeport McMoran. Look at that on that drop. I was just scrolling down my list and I just, what? Okay, in. That was nice. Okay, so also the other metals, and a lot of these gold companies or whatever that we own, they also mine other metals passingly like that. Like copper is a big one, so I think copper going up is something that benefits the profits that we don't really pay too much attention to. So all the metals going up helps. SBSW are crossed this little 10 zone, right? Clear resistance. I sold it here a while ago. We went down, I bought back. We went back up. I sold maybe there, was it 8.99 or something? Half of what I bought there. And then removed my sell. It was one of those days where I said, screw it, we're going higher. And I removed my sell. So I own more now than I did the first time I went up here. So sometimes when I trim and buy back, it is worth it. Like profit, buy, and you own more. And I think I'm going to finally sell what I bought back here, there. So I still have the original position, except now we're at 12.50 instead of 10. And whatever, I'll probably do that because this is also a clear level. For me, this is where we go next, 12.50, right? So do a little 12, I don't know, 39 sell actually to make sure it's probably 12.40, 12.39 sell, and then leave the core position, which is always the core position on the way up for a move to 20, which is like 100% move from where we are now. But yeah, that's what happens. This is a crazy stock. It acts crazy, and it's time to be crazy. So I expect to go to 20, basically. And if it doesn't, cool, I'll just buy back in a calm and collected zone. All right, let's look at silver. I love finishing on silver. First Majestic, the one I was most bullish on when it was chopping around here. The one that yeah, I even added to when I wasn't adding to the others. Mm. So this one, okay, silver did give back a little bit. It basically followed silver quite well. I remember I was looking at us down here at the $10 saying, whoa, I need it to go to 14. Like that's a 40% move, right? 10 to 14 is 40% move. How the hell are we going to do that? And I don't know, 2 weeks later, here we are, very, very close to 14. I mean, there's your 14, 15%. You do 50% in one day. One day. And I was always saying, silver at 50 is First Majestic at 14. It has to be. And that is completely looking not just possible, but inevitable, imminent. Next week, it's next weekable, right? So Monday, Tuesday, if we are above 47, 48, you got a 48 handle, you are at 14. Because honestly, First Majestic should be in the 20s if silver's at 50. At the 20s. I don't do all the calculations, right? That's what other people are better at, like Don and all these other people. Your average person is better than me at figuring out all the financials, but I'm just telling you, we should be up here, 22-ish if silver's at 50. And it won't be. It'll be below, but it's still a buy for that reason. And First Majestic is a cult stock. This one goes crazy when silver goes crazy. And only recently has it started being crazy. So I still think this is under owned, underpriced, and I ain't selling. Normally I'd have a sell in at 13.99. I've had that selling for ages when we were here, and then I just placed them, Sunday night, looking at all the levels, placing everything, daydreaming. And even now I've removed it. I got no sales for any of the miners, but $14 we get to next week if silver continues to go up. I'm very, very certain of that. Fortuna, my least favorite silver holding. I just haven't sold it because silver's going higher and I don't care. You have to go up if you're a silver stock. So this will go to, yeah, 970s next week. Pretty certain of that as silver goes up. So, and I don't have any sales in place. This is the one. I was thinking about this actually quite recently. This is probably how I'm going to play silver. I'm probably going to close Fortuna Silver as the $50 sell. I might just hold everything else, all my other silver miners, and just say I'm gonna sell silver by just closing Fortuna, just bam, 969 all out, and I'm holding all the others, not even trimming the others. It's just a full trim, full closing position of Fortuna. I might do that, or maybe just half position. I don't know. If it looks like we're gonna breach 50 and run, then why do that? But I don't know. It's just an idea I had. But that's your next level, and I don't like it too much, especially compared to the other holdings. Let's go from the worst to best. Coeur d'Alene. Look how fake this move looks. This looks like Photoshop. It's just not even allowed. This is extremely steep. And what do we do after all this? I made a new high straight Friday new high, new all-time high close, which is even better because it's a Friday, it's a weekly candle also. Next stop, is here. It's 1950. Yeah, 1950. Normally, I would have a sell. Like, no sells. I don't care how ridiculous this looks. No sells. Let's see what happens where are we when we're at 50? So 1949 is a little zone. You've also got a little gap zone. 2020 is a zone. I don't know how high this can get when silver is around 49 point something. I have no idea actually, but I think we'll be above 20. That's for sure. We might be in the 24s or something. God damn, 24. A couple of months ago, we were like, look at that, middle April, we were in the fives. April, we were in the fours. That's just crazy. So, that really is crazy. Let's see. Just the best of the best of the best. Absolute best. Honestly, I don't even want to spend time looking at CDE. It's difficult to watch. Heckler starting to act like a bit of a CDE, right? That vertical move started to outperform for a while. And it's still good. It's still good. So it made a new sort of high of year, popped its head up. Not the best close, but I think come Monday, Tuesday, as we keep going up, straight away trading above 12. 13 is a bit of a level, let's be honest, right? It's the last high. Let's go to the weekly. I have to zoom out again. Yeah, 13 is the high before the next move up to, well, I don't know, 15, 16. 18. I don't even know. Like, this is the 80s. What does this mean? I didn't even know Heckler existed back then. I guess these are zones to go by, but I'd probably just trade it based on silver. But 13 is the last level before, I mean, that's the 2000s at least, right? That's relatable. But after that, it's the 1990s and 80s. And to me, I don't know what that means. So I might do a little trim at 12.99. Oh, but we'll be higher than that if silver's at 50. I might do a little 1 or 2% so I can say I've done it and then leave it again. Full tuner, half position, heckler, just tiny 2%, and then just leave it. Because I don't know what this means. You might as well not have anything, to be honest. So I'll just leave it. I think we're going to be above 13 once when silver's at 50. For sure, actually. What am I talking about? That's easy. 10%. No, no, no. That's of course. But 13 is the next level. EXK, let's get back to the daily. Well, actually, the weekly was probably good. So $8. Right. Not the best close, but it's okay. Obviously, silver gave back quite a bit. 820 is your level. You take that out, and you're going to take that out way before silver's at 50. You might even take that out on Monday. Next stop is 1050, just above 1050. And then it gets all a bit choppy from there. 1150 to 13. And then weekly, that's it. Okay, well, at least that's so. I mean, 13 is far away. Even at $50, yeah, you're not allowed. No, no, no. That's interesting. Even 40%, that's a bit. I don't know where it'll be if once silver's around 50, maybe $10. We still haven't seen, we've seen silver stocks go up 10, 8, 12%. I've seen a few 15% recently. First Majestic, EXK is one of them, right? EXK is a cult stock like First Majestic, like CD. But we haven't seen any 20% moves. I mean, I'm not maybe the juniors they can do that, and some of them are fake moves. The next day they're down, 16%. But I still haven't seen one of those days, and maybe we're gonna get that, especially if we cross 52 and keep running. Then it's like, oh Jesus, it's not resistance, it's support, and we're going beyond. So you'll be lucky to buy at 50. Maybe that's what you need for EXKs and these types of stocks to make crazy moves back to their old highs. All right, I forgot. I've still got some of the juniors that I bought. So Aftermath, this one's come back down, apparently cool. So this resistance becomes support, right? Around 68, 9, whatever you want to call it. This will probably start going back up again. I mean, it has to, right? If you're going to go to $50, that's what you need for this type of stock to go up. And this should really be crossing $1 by then. It should. At $50, you should be at 110 at least. So this one looks okay, right? At least maybe it's a good ad actually. Prefer to buy it on the way down than chasing on the way up. Then you got Juan, whatever you call it, Juanto, which is just a wild one. Silver $50. I don't know where this goes. I have no idea. But this one, it doesn't look like much, but these are big moves. It's like 50%. I think I'm already up more than 50% on this one. And I chased it. I thought I was chasing it. So this one will just keep rising, like steep staircase style. I'm not sure where to, but that's a good one. Then I've got what is it? I don't even know the name anymore. Not K92, K Cantoon. Geez, I closed my interactive browser. I don't even know what it's called anymore. Um, I'm just not gonna cover it. Whatever. They all look the same. Then I got yeah, yeah, this one's worth covering because this one went down, didn't it? There was some short report on Aya Gold Silver. Yeah. So this one I bought, I think kind of here-ish. I forgot if it was on this pump or I think it was there-ish, whatever. Maybe around 13, let's say. Up it goes, great, new high, and then out of nowhere, just smash. And I bought it at 1286, I think it is. I think it's pretty close to where I bought it the first time. I just saw it was down like 15%. I was like, buy. And then obviously it made a nice move up yesterday, Friday, the close, but it's only still back at, this is resistance now. Your $15 is actually resistance. If you see what I mean, this is more of a level. So it was a short report. They fabricated I don't know, probably. I never know this stuff anyway, even for the big seniors. I just bought because technically, like, it was destroyed, it's going to bounce, and it did that. But I'm holding this one. I just don't want to be involved. I don't need to. Like, they're all going up. I don't need to be in a stock now, which might have falsified some report. I'm not in the mood. Don't need to be there at all. So if this one continues to carry with it this statement that they're unable to to deflect. If they can't defend themselves against it, I may just close the position and buy something else. I just feel like a lot of people like this stock, people that I respect. I think technically it looks good even after this destruction, maybe even better. But if the allegations might be true, just close it and just spread the proceeds amongst the others or buy a new stock or yeah. But maybe you guys know about that than me. And I forgot the name of the other stock that I own, Kantoon or some stuff, KNT. Never mind. All right, otherwise, just another average week of all-time highs and perfect bullishness. But I realize how bullish I am, but I think it's legitimate. Anyway, I do think we're gonna go test $50. So until we do that, no reason to not be bullish. All right, good luck. Hope you guys are enjoying this year as much as me. Probably not. Hopefully you are. All right, good luck.